It's Carter. I'm at church. You can see the cross in the background there. A little room here downstairs from the sanctuary where I'm taking a break to talk to you about a very serious matter that I think we all can help with, and I think we better help with, and that's getting out the evangelical vote in this election. We're only, a month away, a little over a month away now. And Trump seems to be inching ahead, but the threat of a B.J. Harris takeover with that totally socialist cabal that she represents is real. It's real. It's real and possibly imminent. And there's one way that we can help stop that more than any other, and that is, and it has to do with that back there, um, getting the evangelicals in this country to get off their butts and go vote. I think there was something like 20 million did not vote in 2020. Uh, enough to have given Trump a landslide. And instead, we elected a toxic Joe Biden who doesn't have a genuinely religious bone in his body. You say, well, how can you say that? He is a practicing Catholic. Practicing what? Practicing what? The guy is a notorious thief, a crook, and an abortion zealot. Now, I don't care what side of the abortion issue you're on. There is no doubt about one thing. It goes against God's will. Killing the unborn is not in God's plan for the good life, okay? There's no doubt about that. As a matter of fact, can I get down to brass tacks here? Joe Biden should have been excommunicated if the Catholic Church, had an ounce of testosterone. He and Nancy Pelosi and a whole bunch of them, killing babies is a cardinal sin, and they are baby killing zealots, as is B.J. Harris, one of the worst. I mean, traveling the country in her Joy of Abortion bus. That's her whole message. Well, she has two messages. One, I was raised in a middle class family. If I hear that one more time, I'm going to scream. And the other is, we have to kill babies, and Donald Trump doesn't like it. I mean, she lies about what he's done to stop it, but she lies about everything. But the fact is, that's her whole platform. Let's kill some more babies. Ain't it fun? But if you say it's not, think of their convention. It was a celebration of abortion. So it was that way. The having Oprah waddle on stage and say we can't have true happiness in America unless we have abortion. Look it up. She said it, and Kathleen Kamala was just thrilled with it. So the evangelicals have to realize this is a pretty obvious choice between following God's will, and that's opposing evil, and supporting probably the single most evil candidate I've ever seen. Look, the abortion, the abortion zeal is one thing. I mean, she chortles over it when she can't stop smiling when she's talking about the joy of abortion. But also her entire life is a lie. She just doesn't lie. She lives a lie. Okay? I mean, if the Bible tells us Satan is the father of lies, she sure is striving to be the daughter, folks. Every word she says, she utters another lie, and she's blasé about it. She's blissful about it. She can't wait to spew it out of her mouth time after time and again. So that gets back to the evangelical vote. Okay, I was watching the Sun Life broadcasting the other day. That's the Jimmy Swaggart channel. Highly recommend this. Just Google Sun Life Broadcasting and incredible music, incredible sermons, incredible panel discussions. Pretty darn good for anybody who's an evangelical. And Donnie Swigert was preaching, and he laid it on the line, which I call upon all of you who are watching this who are ministers. Get off your derriere and lay it on the line to your congregation. Show a little intestinal fortitude, please. The message that Donnie delivered was, you have a choice between good and evil in this election. Now, is Trump perfect? Donnie said, no, of course not. None of us are perfect. Romans 3:23, for all have sinned, fall short of the glory of God. But in a comparison of the two, for God's sake, and I say that literally with no blasphemy intended, don't sit, as Donnie said, I don't want to hear about nasty tweets or something he did in his background. He just said flat out, shut up. The choice is obvious here, and the evangelicals have to get out and make the difference. Years ago, I was good friends, and I'll close with this, with Jerry Clower, the great, great country comedian. And he had a story he told about one of his friends in that wonderful Southern dialect. The guy could read the phone book and you follow the chair laughing. And he said the guy did something wrong. I don't know what it was. And everybody in the church turned against him. And every time you turned around, they wanted to do this to him, castigate him. And he said, I finally said to him, I'll tell you what, why don't we just go down by the creek, take him down by the creek, pick up some stones and stone him to death. Okay? Well, folks, stop it. That's the attitude you get from some evangelicals about Trump. Let's just stone him to death. He is a sinner. Remember the woman taken in adultery? God said that he was without sin, cast the first stone. All right, I'm going to take it a step further. You ain't going to cast a stone. You're not without sin, but you are with a vote. And you better get out there and cast it, because more than any time in our history, this election is a choice between good and evil, okay? Between the way of the cross and the crucifixion of Christians, because that's what's coming if this woman gets elected, and outlaws preaching against homosexuality, outlaws preaching against abortion. Will it go that far? Absolutely. Absolutely. Her vice president candidate has already said we have to outlaw disinformation. Disinformation is the word of the cross. That to them is disinformation. So there you go. It's black and white. Life and death. Get out and vote, and tell your evangelical friends, get off your butts, get to the polls, and let's get this country back on track as a Christian nation, all right? Let's do this thing. Stay strong.